All right, everyone. We are at 101, so I want to be respectful of your time and get us in and out of the hot sun and show you something really awesome that has just happened here. So first of all, thank you all so much for coming. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, awesome. A couple things. It's hot out here. We have fans in the tent. You can fan yourself. There's cooling towels and water, so please stay hydrated and stay cool. And how about this, Frederick? We did it. Woo! I have so many people to thank sincerely from the bottom of my heart for a good chunk of my life that has been spent getting this park done. I think a lot of you know the history that it goes back 13 years with sort of a whimsical idea that slowly took root. I just want to talk about three quick things. The first thing I want to talk about is the people. So the people who made this happen, like I said, goes back a dozen years or more when they just embraced my idea, had the faith in me, and put forth whatever resources, skills, talents, or dollars they had to help me push this along. You'll notice at the front entrance, there's some pavers with some engraved names up there, and those are some of the key people who helped pave the way. See what I did there? For this to get started, because honestly, if nobody had believed in this from the beginning, I don't know if we'd be here. Then secondly, I have a fantastic board of directors. I want to thank them sincerely. Henry Mooring's been my guy for, a very, very, very long time. But I can literally hand Henry any problem and he'll fix it. And I can cry on his shoulder and he'll tell me everything's okay. So Henry, thank you for everything. And to John Aaronsmeyer and my newest members are Gene Dimmick and Sonny Paul. And those two better buckle up because we're not done yet. We also have a very special board member who passed away last November, and Larry Regan was literally the first board of directors member I had. And Larry was a man who, the smartest guy in the room, the most engaging, friends with everybody. And when he passed away, I was so sad he didn't get to make it to this day. But there's a red maple tree that's planted in the front at the entrance, and that's the Larry tree. It's dedicated to Larry. And that's exactly where Larry should be, front and center, greeting everybody and saying hello. So I'd like everybody who enters the park to just say, hi, Larry, when you go past that tree. That would mean the world to me, and we'll just create this tradition. Like I always say hello to the Larry tree. But I think Larry would appreciate all the hellos from that. I want to thank my family, of course, because they put up with me for a very long time. And also for all the people at Asbury who just came alongside me with this crazy idea and also really helped make it happen. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is the place. This beautiful place is really the first of its kind. It's 90% perfect. And I say that because I'm very proud of it and I think it's awesome. But a couple things are missing, and that breaks my heart. I'm going to be honest. I wish it was all done. But a couple things that were missing include, as you walk around, you'll see, but there's two places over the stream that have features like mobility challenges, and they're not in place yet. One is the log bridge. And literally, like you were a kid crossing the stream on a log, that's the thing you get to do, but there's rails to hold on to. That was funded by the ESPC, which is the Elder Services Provider Council. Thank you very much, guys. But it's not here yet, so that'll be installed next month. The second thing is called the Stairs and Ramp Bridge, and that's something that the people get to practice their mobility going upstairs and down a ramp. Super important skill for seniors to keep that going. So we still need to raise money for that. So we're looking for $15,000. If you could please shake out your couch cushions and come up with some change for that. We really need to make that happen. And then my heart will heal and this whole thing will be done. There is a big space you see here where the straw is, and that's where someday we'll have a larger pavilion in place for the big parties and the birthday celebrations and things like that. So that's what I wanted to tell you about those things. Like I said, 90% perfect's pretty good. And we have a beautiful day to kick this off. So I'm very happy. Okay, the third thing I want to talk about is partnership. And that's a relatively new concept to me in terms of nonprofit work. But I came to realize, partnership is when people have aligned visions and aligned missions and they pool their resources to make cool things happen. And that is such an astounding concept. Like, who would have thunk? I didn't know that would happen. And the partners who came forth include the Asbury Foundation, J.D. Schumann, who you're going to hear from in a minute, the Delaplane Foundation, AARP, and the city of Frederick. And the partnership that I think is the most unique of all of those is the partnership that the city of Frederick has with the residents of Frederick. And I was thinking about this, that, this older cohort that this park is designed for grew up here. They grew up in Frederick, and they played in these playgrounds, and they ran on the streets, and they worked on the farms. They went to school here, and then they raised their families here. And they built the businesses, and they paid their taxes all those years. And they were the police officers and the teachers and the firefighters and the city workers and the county workers, and they commuted to D.C. and to Baltimore. But they built this city. So kudos to the city of Frederick for saying, you know what? You're not done. Just because you've reached some certain age, it's not time to sit on a bench and feed the ducks. You're important to us, and you're very vital, and we need you to keep moving and keep healthy. So I want to just really commend the city of Frederick for realizing that. There's a ton of potential in the 55 and older crowd. I don't want you to give up on anybody. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for your foresight in making this happen. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to let our sponsors, our donors, have a minute at the mic here. I'd like to introduce the CEO of Asbury Communities, Doug Leidig.
Good afternoon. Sue, I have to start off with saying thank you for your endurance, your vision. This is a remarkable event, and so thank you so much for doing all that for those many years and getting this to the point where we are today. I'm very excited that Asbury can be part of this, giving back to the Frederick community beyond just having our corporate offices and being an employer of Frederick County. We're excited to give back to the community. In 2026, Asbury community turns 100 years old. And what a better way to step into that milestone than with a project like this, one that honors our legacy while showing where we're headed. This isn't just a park, it's a message. It says that aging with strength, joy, and purpose matters. That well-being belongs in every neighborhood, and that the best years are ahead of us all. The space reflects everything we stand for: confidence, community, movement, and meaning. So to all our partners, thank you for showing what's possible when mission meets collaboration. Now I'm going to introduce J.D. Schumann, who's going to be responsible for ensuring that this legacy continues and our mission reaches well beyond the communities that we serve. J.D.?
Thanks, Doug, and thanks, Sue, for your passion and your vision. It is a joy to stand alongside of the two of you, representing Asbury, representing our strategy and passion around well-being and the joy we find in seeing people thrive regardless of their age or limitations. And that's really what this park is all about. Thank you to our partners in this project, the City of Frederick, with Mayor O'Connor, Michelle Kaur and the Delaplane, and Hank with the AARP. Thank you for joining us in this mission, benefiting people who deserve it, right? I love Sue mentioning they paid their taxes, right? They deserve this. These are some of the most vulnerable individuals in our county. It's the fastest growing population in our county, and they don't ask for help, right? They've rolled up their sleeves their whole life. They've gotten stuff done, and it's time for us to give back, and this is just one of the ways that we can do this. It's neat to see Michelle and Mayor O'Connor here today because you might know Michelle Kaur took over the leadership role of the Delaplane from an amazing person in Marlene Young. But they almost didn't make it here today because yesterday, to celebrate Michelle's leadership of the Delaplane, Mayor O'Connor took her on a boat ride out into the ocean. And the boat capsized. And the two of them found themselves on a deserted island, not knowing where they are. And Mayor O'Connor starts to panic. And he says, "What are we going to do? The grand opening of Asbury SeniorScapes is tomorrow. What are we going to do?" And Michelle said, "Just relax. We're good." And Mayor O'Connor said, "What are you talking about? Nobody knows where we are. We're in the middle of nowhere." Michelle said, "Just relax. We'll be fine." Mayor O'Connor said, "You're being unrealistic. I'm going to the other side of the island." And Michelle said, "Listen, 2 years ago, the Delaplane gave Sue Paul and Asbury SeniorScapes $5,000. Last year, the Delaplane gave Sioux Paul and Asbury SeniorScapes $10,000. Tomorrow's the grand opening. Sioux Paul needs $15,000. She's going to find me. So truly, thank you for the partnership. Thank you to all of you here joining, and not just here for Asbury SeniorScapes, but your involvement supporting older adults in Frederick community, whether it's with organizations like SOAR, supporting older adults through resources, whoever you're supporting, the fact that you're giving your time, the fact that you're giving your treasure, that is powerful. Again, these folks don't ask for help. And so the idea that we can do something to support them is something meaningful to Asbury. It's something I'm proud to be part of. And really in a world where bad news and negativity are all too prevalent, it's nice to be part of something positive. This country's amazing because of people like you. Things like this are happening all the time, and I'm grateful to all of you for being a beautiful example of that right here in Frederick County. So with that, back from this boat incident is Mayor Michael O'Connor.
Well, thank you very much, JD. What many people may not know, the truth of the matter is that Michelle and I have known each other for a long time. And figuratively, we've been in a lot of boats together over a lot of years. And one of the reasons why we always find ourselves in the right place is because we've done a great job of surrounding ourselves by great people who navigate well and can help ride the turbulent waters that it sometimes takes to get to the places that you want to go. And 13 years is a really long time to stick with something to see it through, but it's not unprecedented. There are a lot of projects that we do in the city of Frederick that don't happen quickly. They require a lot of people to be involved, and the patience that's necessary on the part of all the partners when it comes to doing that is essential. And I give enormous credit to Sue for being a patient person in terms of moving this project forward and accepting that it wasn't going to be easy, but to paraphrase President Kennedy, frankly, because it's hard is why it's worth doing. And thank you for everything that you've done to get us to this point. There are certainly a lot of people around the table, but somebody's got to run point. Somebody's got to be the hub in the middle of the wheel, and that has been you from the very start when we met on this 13 years ago. You have been the heart of this project from day one, and we can't say enough to say thank you. We're enormously proud of our park system in the city of Frederick and the hundreds of employees that it takes to maintain a park system that includes, I don't know how many acres, but it's a lot. I'll tell you, it's about 76 parks. And they're parks that serve a wide range of interests for our residents in the city. And what we know is while it would be nice to put the same amenities in every park, that's simply not a practical way to build out a robust park system. And so when these opportunities present themselves to figure out what's the best place for putting a new amenity, this model of public-private partnership is actually relatively recent. I can think of this park, SeniorScapes. I can think of Sophie and Madigan's Playground out on West Side Regional Park. I can think of the bocce courts in downtown Frederick. These disc golf baskets are a public-private partnership. The new Splash Point, Splash Park that is coming is going to be a public-private partnership. And it represents a new way for the city to think about how we can bring really top quality opportunities to our residents and do it in a way that's responsible both to the needs of taxpayers, but also to honor the relationships and the partnerships that we have with our nonprofit community that may have really good ideas too. The government doesn't have the market cornered on good ideas. Most people might say the government has never had the market cornered on good ideas. That's why the partnerships are so important. And so I'm enormously proud of this project because it says something really loud and really clear. It says you belong here, you're valued, and we have built this for you. I'm proud of the city's role. It's more than just that $130,000 investment that we've made. It's our belief in the importance of projects that support health, inclusion, and active living for people of all ages. And I know this is called SeniorScapes, but you can't help but look around and see opportunities for this park to also serve people at a lot of other points in their lives. No one gets to tell you you're a senior. You're the only one who gets to decide that you're a senior and this park is for you. You may be a young athlete who's rehabilitating and you need a place to go to do that in a way that makes you feel comfortable. It's possible this park could support that. You're a parent with a small child who's perhaps struggling early on and trying to find their footing in certain ways. This park may be for you. So while we certainly have a growing older population of 65 and plus, faster, as JD said, than any other population group in our community, we know that spaces like this are essential for the well-being of a whole community. And that's why being able to do this in Frederick is so important, because it speaks again to our values as a community. And for those of us that want to be able to make sure that we keep our golf game current, there's a putting green over there, which looks like it might be a good opportunity as well. Thank you all for being here and supporting this next evolution in the growth of the city of Frederick, a city that values everyone and has a mission and a vision to serve everyone. We're pleased to be joined today by Brad Young, the president of the Frederick County Council, and I'd like to invite him forward to present a proclamation and ask our partners to come forward and be part of that acceptance.
Thank you, Mayor O'Connor. Sue, when you were talking about the person who was from here and stayed here, I think I might be that person. If you add on a 3-mile radius to here, I was born at Frederick Health, lived in my first, second, third, and fourth house, went to elementary, middle, and high school, and work in my current job within a 3-mile radius of here. I actually played in this park as a kid. I think I fell out of one of these trees at some point, so hopefully I won't be climbing trees now that I'm in that senior group. So on behalf of the county, we want to congratulate you, Asbury Foundation and the City of Frederick, and all the partners that helped participate. On this occasion of the official ribbon cutting ceremony and grand opening of the Frederick County Council wishes to extend its warmest congratulations and sincere appreciation for your commitment to enhancing the lives of older adults in our community. SeniorScapes' mission to create safe, accessible, and beautiful outdoor environments for seniors reflects the values of dignity, independence, and community well-being. Your dedication to thoughtful landscape design and elder-focused services makes a meaningful difference in the lives of individuals and families throughout Frederick County. We commend your innovation, compassion, and entrepreneurial spirit, and we celebrate this exciting new chapter as you open the doors to serve the residents of Frederick County, Frederick City, and well beyond. On behalf of the Frederick County Council, congratulations.
So now it's my pleasure to welcome someone from a national organization that's doing incredible work to support livable communities all across our country. Please welcome Hank Greenberg with AARP.
Thanks so much, Mayor, and thank you for your leadership and your commitment to this project and so many others as well. And while I want to join the chorus of people who have recognized the treasure you have in Frederick, and that treasure is Dr. Sue Paul. So thank you so much for all that you've done for so many years. And you've stayed in contact with us through our Associate State Director for Outreach, and she's here today, Jen Holtz, and I know that she will appreciate the fact that you've had that relationship ongoing for all those 13 years. So thank you for that. You know, at AARP, we believe that aging happens locally in communities. And that means building walkable and welcoming communities, investing in projects like this one that support confidence and connection. This park stood out because it wasn't just about physical wellness, it was about dignity. We're proud of the fact that AARP Community Challenge Grant helped make this possible, and even prouder to see what's coming ahead in the days ahead, in the weeks and months ahead. And we're about giving older adults a space that says, this was made for you. And now it's my pleasure to welcome a leader whose organization has uplifted Frederick for decades, from whether it's arts to health to innovation. Please welcome the Delaplane Foundation. Thank you.
What a gorgeous day. Oh my gosh, and so many of you are here to celebrate this extraordinary day. 3 cheers to all of you for getting this done. And I cleaned up after my boat accident. But I just wanted to tell you, you got your extra money because Delaplane Foundation actually gave $35,000. So anybody else out there who was willing to jump on board and to help complete this gorgeous park, you know who to find. So I just want to say that we're just extraordinarily pleased to have partnered with you at the Delaplane Foundation. And on behalf of our chairman, George Delaplane, our president, Marlene Young, our board of trustees, our staff, congratulations on having this come to reality. It's just such an incredible feat that after all these years, it's finally here. And I know that some of you here actually worked on it with your own hands and your own blood, sweat, and tears. And let's just give all of them a round of applause because, you know what? People can write a check, but your love is evident right here in this park. And so thank you to all of you that had anything to do with this. My grandmother lived to 93, and she said, Michelle, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And I took that to heart. And I used to think 60 was really old until in November when I turned 60. So I just look at this and I think, you know what? There are so many opportunities for people to come to this. And I see their physical health, their mental health. But you know what? I feel like people are going to make friends here. And I think with my grandmother, she played bridge and did crossword puzzles and watched Jeopardy. And, you know, she got out a little bit when she could, but her body started to fail because there was nothing like this available. And so I just think this is such a blessing for our people, for the silver tsunami that's coming, you know, and it doesn't, age is just a number attached to your life, you know, and I think some of it's mental, and I think that mentally, when people can come to this park and meet new people and see themselves, you know, maybe they can only get halfway one day, but then maybe by the end of the week they can get the full way. And I think that mentally that's just going to bring their spirit back as well. So 3 cheers to everyone that had anything involved in this day, and we're just so grateful to have been a part of it. So please welcome Sue Paul back, and just what a day. Thank you.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about your boat accident. All right, everybody, we're almost there. Home stretch. I cannot let this end, though, without telling you about Buck. Is Buck here? Anybody named Buck? So I was sitting in the park about 2 weeks ago waiting for somebody to come. I don't remember who. And meanwhile, I've been chasing people out of the park for weeks. Like, no, scoot, we're not open yet. And I looked up from the bench, and in walks this man with a cane. And he's just walking toward me, and I got up and I went over to him. I'm like, hi, how you doing? Well, we're not open yet. And he goes, oh, and he looked back at the caution tape. And then it dawned on me, we could have saved so much money by just putting up caution tape as fitness equipment, because people step over it, they duck under it. They really use their bodies and their brains to get through the caution tape. And Buck said to me, he's like, what are you talking about? I've been here 3 times. And I was like, no, Buck, no, we're not open yet. And it was like he was my TikTok influencer without a script. And he said, you know what? This place is beautiful. And you know what? I can park my car right there and walk straight in here, and it's all flat. He goes, I have a park outside of my house, but it is straight uphill, and I can't walk that park. But when I get here, I can walk all around this place, and I can walk to a bench if I need to. And then he told me a little bit about his health problems, and he said, you know, my physical therapist clinic, they have the same equipment, and I can do it here. I can use the parallel bars. I can use the fitness equipment. I can practice all my stuff here. And I'm like, oh, no, you haven't been doing that, have you? Have you, Buck? And then he said, and I can sit over there under a tree. It's like, these trees are beautiful. Thank you for keeping the trees. Because when I sit under a tree, I'm in nature, and it's so healing and it's so beautiful. And I was like, thank you, Buck. Like, I could have cried. He said all the perfect things. And then he said, and I just want to meet somebody. I just hope there's people here and I can make some friends. I can have people to walk with. I'm looking so forward to it. I'm like, well, Buck, the 23rd, come back on July 23rd and I'll get you some friends. And then you can come in and enjoy this park. So I just want you to know, I think intuitively it speaks to people like this is what it's supposed to be. You'll see for yourself. There's going to be I've designated 4 park princesses to be inside the space to show you around. They're wearing their green sashes. You can't miss them. They know they're fully informed about things. So if you have any questions, seek out a park princess and they will fill you in. The last thing I want to mention is that in the fall, we will have an open house in the cooler weather. And you can bring out whoever you want and we'll show them all the equipment and things like that on a day that's less hot and more safe. Lastly, if you take any pictures and you're into using hashtags, please use hashtag Asbury SeniorScapes because we're just trying to grow the awareness of this awesome space. So with that, we're going to walk over there and cut a ribbon and then let you guys in. So thank you.